Hi, and thank you for joining me. I am Dinah and I'm married with 2 children and have been a natural health consultant for over 8 years, helping people to improve their health the natural way. I'd like to share with you my story and how I came to making this CD. My journey started when I became very ill. I'd been off work for nearly 4 months when a friend suggested my health problems could be due to my body being too acidic and the lack of some nutrients. I'd never heard of an acidic body, so I spent some time researching all about how my body had become acidic and how to reverse it. I was so surprised as a nurse that we were never taught about the detrimental effect that this can have on our health. Once I started to rebalance the pH of my body, my health soon started to improve. But not only did my health improve, I started to lose weight, my energy levels went up, and I was soon well enough to return to work. This made me very passionate about the subject, and I wanted to inform others about the devastating effects an acidic body has on our health. So I'm going to talk to you today about the problems created through your body being acidic, how our bodies get to be that way, and what effect this has on our health. Why is being acidic impacting on our health? Well, it is because a body that is acidic is almost impossible to keep healthy, no matter what your lifestyle. First of all, let me share with you a little bit about my background. I qualified as a state-enrolled nurse at Wythenshawe Hospital in 1982, and once qualified I moved to Poole Hospital to work on an orthopaedic ward, where I saw firsthand what a debilitating disease osteoporosis is and how painful hip fractures etc. were. But at that time I had no idea what the causes were. So now I know about what an acidic body does. I make it my mission to help educate people about pH balancing and what an effect this has on their health, so they do not have to go down the path a lot of my patients did. After having my children, I then became a nanny and went on to be a school nurse. As you can see, my chosen path has always been about caring for others. And it wasn't until I had to stop and think about myself, when I became very ill, that I believed I could start to help thousands more people than I have ever done before by educating, with the help of this CD, on the effects having an acidic body has on our health, especially our bones. Are you plagued with a torrent of health concerns? If yes, this may come down to one small word: acidity, which is an imbalance of our body's pH, which can affect all major body systems, especially the digestive, intestinal, circulatory, respiratory and immune system. This imbalance disturbs the oxygen uptake of hemoglobin in the blood and helps to carry the oxygen around the body. A good pH balance environment maintains proper metabolic function and allows the body to do its job properly. Have you ever gone to talk to someone and you have had to step back because of the acrid smell on their breath, where their bodies are fermenting from the inside as they are so acidic, giving off that smell? What is pH balance, I hear you say? Well, pH balance measures the balance between positivity and negativity charged ions in the body's fluids, blood, urine and saliva. A low pH balance below 7 indicates that your body is on the acidic side. A high number above 7 indicates that you have alkalinity. A pH 7 is considered neutral. This delicate balance can be an important indicator of overall health. When I started learning all this, I started to wish I had paid a little more attention to my science class at school. What I did remember, though, was that the litmus paper turning green if something was alkaline or yellow if it was acidic, and this is what we use to check our urine and our saliva, which is how you can find out if your pH is balanced. It's important to understand that we are not talking about stomach acid or the pH of the stomach. Most people understand the stomach has hydrochloric acid to help break down the food, and this is why you might think our bodies are naturally acidic. We are talking about the pH of the body's fluids and tissues, which is an entirely different thing. If your pH is properly balanced, you will experience better health, more energy, improved mental clarity, less aches and pains. It will also be easier for your body to achieve optimal weight. If you have any of these symptoms, getting rid of them would be life-changing. I know it was for me. Just imagine how fantastic that would be and the positive impact it would have on your life. Maintaining a perfect pH can be difficult. Fortunately, the body has 3 primary systems for maintaining ideal pH: the respiratory system, the urinary system and the gastrointestinal system, including the liver and the pancreas. Even with these built-in protective systems, the body can become imbalanced through poor diet, stress, dehydration, the environment, chemicals and lack of exercise. High acidity in the body is a big problem today. Most people who have unbalanced pH are acidic. This condition forces the body to borrow minerals, including calcium, sodium, potassium and magnesium from vital organs and bones, to buffer the acid and safely remove it from the body. This process can weaken these organs and bones over time. In my case, my body leached the minerals from the discs in my back, causing them to collapse. The doctors wanted to fuse my discs, take away the pain, but fortunately this never had to be done, because as I improved my health, the symptoms disappeared. Okay, so why is it so important that our bodies don't leach these minerals? And what is the role they play in our bodies? The first mineral I'm going to talk about is calcium. Calcium is part of many vital biological processes in your body. It plays a role in maintaining a healthy heartbeat, regulating neurotransmitters necessary for brain function. About 99% of body's calcium is stored in bones and teeth, and your body will borrow the stored calcium from bones as necessary for its many purposes. Calcium's most well-known function is its role in bone formation and its ability to work in tandem with other nutrients to strengthen bones and teeth. Magnesium is a mineral vital for good health, responsible for some 300 biological reactions in the body. Magnesium is also the fourth most abundant mineral in your body. Magnesium serves an inordinate number of functions. However, this mineral may also play a role in addressing medical conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. You need magnesium in your diet to keep your heartbeat regular and your immune system and bones strong. Magnesium is what makes your muscles function and helps your body make protein. This mineral also plays a role in normalising your blood sugar levels, as well as helps maintain healthy blood pressure. The signs of deficiency in magnesium include muscle cramps, restless legs and anxiety. Potassium is an essential mineral. Like sodium, it binds readily with other minerals and does not occur naturally in an abundant state. It is required for proper function for many major organ systems. Potassium is essential for the heart, kidneys, muscles, nerves, digestive system to operate normally and is required for regular fluid balance, the body's acid-base balance and blood pressure. The signs of deficiency include irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness and mood changes, as well as nausea and vomiting. People with kidney disease, gastrointestinal disease and those who take diuretics may have lower levels of potassium. Sodium helps maintain the fluid in our blood cells and is used to transmit information in our nerves and muscles. Essentially, every cell in the human body is dependent on the presence of sodium. We find sodium diffused throughout the fluids between the cells. Each cell in our body is like a small ocean containing salty water. Inside our cells we find primary potassium. These two minerals, sodium and potassium, need to be in constant dynamic balance so the cells can exchange incoming energy with outgoing depleted energy. To begin with, sodium is crucial for maintaining your health of every cell in the human system. If either of these minerals is in deficiency or in excess, cell permeability becomes compromised and then the health of all the cells suffers. The signs of a deficiency in sodium are disorientation, tiredness, headaches, muscle cramps and nausea. An imbalance in the body's pH may lead to serious health concerns, including cardiovascular weakness, weight gain or loss, bladder and kidney concerns, immune deficiency, hormone concerns, acceleration of free radical damage, which means we all age quicker, structural systems weakness, including brittle bones, hip fractures and joint discomfort, stressed liver function, low energy, slow digestion and elimination, and even yeast and fungal overgrowth. So if your body is acidic, it's excreting acids and assimilating it through your urine with the help of minerals, especially calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. These minerals function as buffers. Buffers are substances that help maintain and balance the bodies against the introduction of too much acidity. Even with the proper amount of buffers, acid levels can become extreme. When the body ingests or produces too many of these acids, it must excrete the excess. The urine is the perfect way for the body to remove any excess acid substances that cannot be buffered. If you are too acidic, the body's buffering system is overwhelmed and attention should be given to lowering acidic levels. Let's go a little deeper into the things that make our bodies acidic. Much of our acidity comes from the foods that we eat: flour, sugar, processed foods, also red meat and dairy. The things we drink like alcohol, tea, coffee, squash, fruit juice and fizzy drinks. Just to give you an example, it takes 32 glasses of water to alkalise 1 glass of Coke. Even the water we drink is too acidic. Whether we get your water from the tap, bottle or even reverse osmosis water, they are all too acidic for our bodies. And as our body is over 70% water and we cannot survive more than a few days without water, it is very important for us to find the way to alkalise. Stress also creates acidity in our bodies. Our environment, such as household cleaners, chemicals, and soft furnishings, all contribute, and don't forget the products we put on our bodies. High acidity can become a dangerous condition that weakens all major body systems. It makes your intestinal environment conducive to disease. Do you experience foggy thinking, aches and pains, or feel as if you are aging faster than you should? Do you ever lack energy, crave carbohydrates, sugar, tea, coffee, or feel fatigued or burnt out? As all these are symptoms of an acidic body. If you alkalize your body, this gives energy to your cells, therefore helping to stop the cravings for all these things, therefore making it easier to avoid these acidic forming foods and drinks. Researchers find that the most people are at least slightly acidic, borrowing minerals from your vital organs such as calcium or magnesium to neutralize the acidity. Although their high acidity sometimes may not be outwardly noticeable, it can be severely affecting your overall health in a negative way. Body continually strives to balance pH. When this balance is compromised, many problems occur. Let me ask you, have you ever had a hangover? If so, you will know how bad it makes you feel. Well, the reason for a hangover is drinking too much alcohol, which causes your body to be dehydrated, but also very acidic. You can rebalance this by drinking lots of alkalized water to rehydrate and alkalize your body, so you will recover from these awful symptoms and get on with your day. Some foods are acidic forming and some are alkalized forming when they are metabolized by the body. If you take litmus paper and check a lemon, it is going to be very acidic, but when metabolized, it is alkaline forming in the tissues. Whereas if you check some meat, it would test as alkaline, but is acidic forming in the tissues. The reason for this is because when the body metabolizes the fats, proteins and carbohydrates, it uses all the available nutrients up in the process of the body. What is left behind is the mineral residue that are present in that plant or animal material. So it is the mineral content of the food which determines whether it is going to be acidic forming or alkalized forming. There are 4 major alkalizing minerals. They are sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium. And there are 3 major acid-forming minerals, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. So depending on the dominance of these minerals, you're going to either get an acid or an alkaline reaction in your body. Most fruits and vegetables contain predominantly calcium, magnesium, potassium and sodium, so they intend to be alkalizing. Animal protein foods are very high in minerals, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, so they intend to be acidifying. Nuts and grains are acidifying as they are high in phosphorus. Dairy products are neutral as it was equal parts calcium and phosphorus. When you process them into cheese, all the alkalizing minerals are taken out in the whey, so cheese becomes very acidic forming. Therefore, dairy is not a good source of calcium. In fact, the countries that have the highest consumption of dairy also have the highest incidence of osteoporosis, brittle bones, which demonstrates that drinking milk is not really good for your bones. In countries such as China, where they eat lots of green leafy vegetables and they get most of their calcium from those vegetables, they have very low incidence of osteoporosis and bone loss. Which shows you that it isn't the amount of calcium, it is how that calcium is balanced and how you are able to assimilate it. To give you an idea, if you have a cup of milk and one of broccoli, they have about the same amount of calcium. In fact, broccoli has slightly more, but you will assimilate twice as much of the calcium from the broccoli and you won't have the calcium loss through the acid-forming minerals. When we eat and drink things that are acid-forming, such as fizzy drinks, this drives an acid reaction, which means it robs our muscles and bones of calcium and magnesium. The major problems are that our blood and tissue pH has to stay really balanced in a very narrow range in order for our body to stay healthy. So if we eat too many foods that leave an acidic ash, what happens is that the body winds up borrowing from its mineral reserves to buffer that acid in the blood to try and keep the tissue and blood stable. So you lose magnesium from your muscles, calcium from your bones, and you lose electrolytes, potassium and sodium, which regulate fluids in the kidneys. And you also lose some of the trace elements, which are alkalizing too. And the net result is that you can end up with lots of mineral deficiency illnesses, such as osteoporosis. For instance, if you lose magnesium, you end up with lots of anxieties, the inability to sleep, and muscle tension, and so forth. All illnesses such as arthritis and gout. And with the mineral imbalance, you could even have kidney damage. In fact, as the calcium leaches out and gets concentrated in the urine while it's trying to buffer the acid, you can get kidney stones. So that is yet another very painful problem you can have to deal with when your body is too acidic. So remember, your body is only able to assimilate minerals and nutrients properly when its pH is balanced. So what can we conclude from this CD? Most of our bodies are acidic, and this is having a detrimental effect on our health. It is great if you can balance your pH with your diet. Realistically, in our culture, that is a very difficult thing to do. So what can we do to put our bodies into a good pH? If I told you that there was an easy way to help your body cope with acidity and involved the simple process of adding something to your water, would you be interested? If so, please speak to the person who gave you this information.